user-friendly from what I can see. Couple of things that, were kind of important, because townsfolk have asked for, is communication. You can do an e-scribe for notifications, should we choose to, use Twitter, Facebook, blogging, embedded emails, smartphone versions, share this page, and service requests can all be done through this page. So, like for John over there, he wants to get the word out on his, open house, this would be a vehicle for doing that. It does have a drop down that you can select on, so if the selectmen or the school board or whoever, conservation folks, have something that they put on the webpage and you've signed up for it, you'll get an email blast. So it's, that's just one of the features. It's one, today we're all looking for communication, and
That's nothing we can do with ours right now?
I don't think so, not that's easily
You
to
have
get
to
to anyway.
probably have to recode it.
Yeah, I don't know, I don't think so. From our conversations that I've had, I would say no, but, not sure that that's the case. But, it has a lot of other features, so the guy's gonna come in anyway on the 3rd, and, he'll show us what it does.
Correct me if I'm wrong, but they specifically cater to government,
Yeah,
municipalities.
municipalities and schools, that's what they do, that's what this tool is designed to do.
We don't have a screen, do we, like a regular projection screen that, we pull that table out, we can put there?
No, we just have the whiteboard and then styrofoam board.
Probably just get a sheet and hang over it, probably better.
Well, actually, a lot of people have used that for their projection screen.
Right, but I mean, you get the frames, you get the corkboard, and depending on how big you wanna make it, so that people in the audience can see it as well. That's what I'm saying. That whiteboard is it's small for projection.
Yeah, so he'll be here at the 3rd anyway, and he'll show us what this tool is and answer questions from the public and from us.
I've got Dan and an email out to Dan and Jim for E-Reg, hopefully they'll be able to make it for next week.
Okay,
Maybe a question to ask with the two of them here, if
Yep.
that's something that we can do with ours currently, or if this is a.
yeah, I don't know, from what I can gather from this one here, it's pretty easy to use. You end up with two, I'll call them super users, and then you have other users, that don't have quite all the same access that those two would have. But from what I could see, it was pretty easy to use. Yes?
Just a question, Tom, did this come from the communications group that was set up after the
No,
profiles, or
No,
where
I
did that
found
come
that,
from?
well, some of the, the need for the communication came from them. And also came from the Dunbarton, I don't have the thing, profile. 'Cause that was a theme throughout.
Right.
But I was doing some research recently for this MOU that we worked for the school. So as doing that research for that MOU, I came across these folks. A lot of the surrounding towns are using them, and I kept seeing their logo, so that's how I looked into them. And,
I mean, it might be interesting to get that communications group together and,
Well, I'm
and
gonna
their
invite them.
opinion as to whether this is what we need for communications, which it may be.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's an investment, and we need to make sure that it's gonna work for the town.
oh yeah, absolutely,
Mhm.
yeah, no, we're just at the beginning of this, Margaret. And it's a public meeting, it's a selectmen's meeting, and I plan on sending out an email to, Norm and others to, let them know.
Technology from you too.
Yeah, I've already sent it to those guys, and they've had it to look at, I haven't heard back from anybody yet. But I invite you to go on their websites and look, and poke around it, cause it's, the sites that are using it, towns that are using it, even, there's links like to the police department, the fire department's webpage, and they're not necessarily subscribers of this company, some other company, but there are links to it, so you can get to them easily. I know if you try to get onto our school board's webpage, it's very difficult to find, takes a little bit of time to find, but through this tool, it would be a quick click and you're there. And we're paying for it today, through our budget. This is a little more money, but
How much are we paying today?
$90 a month.
$90 a
Oh,
month.
57 sounds like a lot more.
Like what?
Actually, 6,700, right?
For what?
For this new program, this new
No,
website?
no, there's a $5,000 investment.
Okay, plus
And then
1,700
there's
a
a
year.
monthly fee.
1,700 a year, according to what you said.
What's that?
1,700 a year is after that.
No, it was,
Those
Oh,
are-
it's right in the minutes.
hold on, no, maybe I misspoke it, hang on. The annual fee is $17.50.
Okay,
Yeah.
that's what I said.
The one-time charge is $5,000.
Right, yeah, I said, so it's 1,700 a year.
Yes, yeah.
Considerable amount of money.
And what does that cover keeping it up to date, or
That
is that
covers
just
your
the technology?
licensing and your content system, management system, secure hosting, unlimited support for 2 primary content editors, unlimited number of content editors. I'm not sure what the difference is there. I think one of the 2 primary are like your super users, and then maintenance and application upgrades. And that it's covered through the $17.50.
So that means that we would provide them the information and they would post it and they would keep it up to date?
They
No.
maintain their
We
website.
We have
It's
to,
similar to what we do
Right,
now,
we- I
and there's
believe-
only,
Yeah,
a
we
few
would be able to
committees that take
update the
care of it all.
content.
Okay. So we don't update our website now, why would we pay more money to not update?
Well, I think the reason it doesn't get updated now, Leo, is because it's difficult to do. It's very difficult
I've
to do.
got,
So is it gonna be easier?
That's
That's the whole
what
point
we're
of it.
hoping for.
that's
Okay,
fine.
well,
You know,
sounds like a lot of
the,
money to me for, we have a website now that I go on here and I don't see any of the minutes from your committee. I don't see anybody's minutes on there as a rule.
There's 5 of us that are trained or have
Yeah.
super user to be able to put things on there, but it's,
Well, okay, but I mean,
you
all I'm
can't just give users.
all right, I'm not saying anything about that, all I'm
Yeah.
saying is, why would I spend more money for another website that's not updated?
well, you don't
That's all
know
I'm
that,
saying.
if it's an easier tool to use, I think you'd find that people will do it.
Well, I don't know about that.
Yeah, me either, but, you know, we can hope that if it's easier, that it'll be a better tool than the one we have today, because there's been a lot of feedback about the existing tool, and none of it's favorable.
Yeah, would you rather jackhammer by hand or use a Bobcat with a breaker on it? You know, I'd use the easier tool, it's more money, but it
Well,
saves you a
I'm
lot of.
using the one you got now and it works and I don't have any problems, other than I can't get any information out of it.
That's part of the problem, cause no one can work in it to take,
Right,
put the
we've been
information
working
in.
it to get it in there, that's the problem.
That's what we're hearing, it's just, I mean, on the cemetery side of things, Annette is the secretary for the cemetery trustees, she can go in there, she can do it, and she says it's a pain to take and actually put the minutes on.
Yeah, that ought to be
It's not
simple.
easy, it's not simple, it's a
It's a Word
difficult
doc or a
process.
PDF, it ought to be simple.
And then while she's in there, she can actually
No, I
go in
know.
and change anybody's, just about anybody's stuff in there. You know, the access doesn't limit her just to the cemetery
Yeah.
page,
Mm.
which I understand from reading some of this material here, is we can limit the users to the particular page that they have access to, and not be able to go to, you know, if you're in the cemetery side, you're not gonna go to planning, or you're not gonna go to the police.
Okay, I understand all that, you know, but again, just a few minutes ago, we're talking about not being able to maintain our buildings, and now I'm gonna go out and spend more money on this, why don't we, you know, prioritize?
No one's saying we're gonna spend money, we're just looking, we're just, you know, taking, putting feelers out to get an idea, you know?
Yeah, I think
Very
you're gonna
good.
find that the majority of the folks want communication.
Well, maybe that's where you see it. People I talk to say they don't need it,
Maybe.
so it depends on what group you're in, you know?
Yeah,
Well,
well,
we need
the,
to- well, we need to
unfortunately, we're in that
communicate-
group that doesn't want it, but the younger group certainly does.
Well, that's where we need the communication
Right.
from the groups that doesn't want the communication,
Yeah.
we need to hear it, you know,
'Cause
from
I'm
all
with
the
you.
groups.
I get more email than I wanna deal with, believe me. I
Okay,
try to
well,
get away from it.
that's my communication, that's all, you know?
Well, that's fine, no, that's,
Can't manage all the email I get now.
that's,
So anyway, that's coming up December 3rd. So we'll see what happens.
anything else for the,
No, I don't think so. I think it's kind of,
Roger
a
Walker?
pile.
You got anything else for us, Lean,
Still working on RFPs, more to come.
for the insurance?
Printing, oh no, I've been working with the vendors that are inquiring about it, but that's due, I think that's due
Are we gonna need to
the
extend it?
19th. Are we gonna need to extend it?
Yeah, I mean, are they need,
There are
gonna
only
need more time?
there are only limited companies that will provide for municipal governments, there's not a lot of them out there. And right now I'm working with 2.
Hopefully it gets more than just 2.
I've sent out 5 of them. I don't know if there's been a decision on PLT, are they like done closing their doors for sure, or?
Hasn't heard.
I haven't heard anything at all.
Alrighty. And that, we're good.
So next week.
Alright, John's good, alright. John, as fire chief, anything else?
Well, as fire chief, but as a citizen,
Alright.
anything on the, schools lawsuit?
Well, I asked the other night when Ted and I were there, they don't think they're gonna hear anything till after the first of the year. And they were kinda leaning more toward March.
But just in time for town meeting.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's kinda what I thought too, but,
I
yeah.
don't know that.
But their,
After the school
their take on what occurred, I guess at that meeting was that they thought that Dunbarton was better prepared than Goffstown and.
It doesn't mean you're gonna win though.
Doesn't mean you're gonna win, but,
Lost twice already.
yeah, I know it, but that's, kinda how their take on it, so they're being optimistic.
But was he supposed to make a ruling on it?
That's what they're waiting for now, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, went to Supreme Court.
So it's just in the judge's hand to make this.
Yeah.
right, yep,
So what they probably do, the judges did their due diligence, owned up on it, had the hearing, then now they're gonna send off their minions that they can do some ultimate research and come back with all kinds of antiquated case law and say, well, you won or you lost and this is why. Takes them months to do that.
We were talking, thought we'd hear sooner than that.
Yeah,
yeah.
that'd be nice.
In the courts, but yeah, right now they, the other night when we were talking with them, they thought it would be sometime after the first of the year.
The only thing slower than government is the judicial system.
Stuff.
Woody is at a transfer station.
Yes, gave you a heads up, household hazardous waste day bill, should be seeing that anytime. Been talking with Bo, doing some final tallying on numbers and splitting out our share. Looks like our share is gonna be considerably higher than what was budgeted, cause of some things that happened this year. One, like I told you with the waste oil, and smoke detectors, and button cell batteries. And there was a few other things, I can't remember what else he told me, but our share could be looking at about $4,000 this year.
Buy and sell batteries.
The little like wash
Yeah.
batteries,
What
those,
is their problem?
they're hazardous waste now.
Really?
Oh yeah, with mercury, but. I mean,
Mercury, yeah,
But the thing is, I mean,
That's
I know there's
interesting.
you can get boxes, I haven't seen you with them, you just put them in the thing and you can send them out and get them in
Not
the
to that
box.
company, you can't. They gotta be dealt with totally different now. Those companies will not take them. They used to take them, but now they don't want them. It's the same as what I showed you with the mercury on the scrap steel. You know, for 30 years they took scrap steel and now all of a sudden we gotta start disassembling stuff to take it out before, and document and sign off that it's not in there, so.
wow.
It's a change of, change of, yeah, you know what I meant.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Yeah, gotcha.
So-
Wow.
Times they were changing.
You know, that's what we're looking at roughly, he didn't have an exact number, but he said you're looking at about 4,000 in that ballpark,
What'd you budget?
25. Cause that's what it's been in the past, and didn't really see a big increase coming. But we also had people that were supposed to be there that were, you know, deathly ill, I guess, and they weren't able to attend, so that drives the price up. We still gotta deal with the material.
Yep. Oh, well, anything else besides that?
No.
Alright. Tamara, right?
What?
Sure.
She looked like Tammy.
Tammy, thank you.
Yes?
Public comment, anything for the,
Nothing.
Margaret? Leo?
Nope, I've already done all mine.
Gail?
Thanks for putting the money where you did.
You're welcome. Fran, last but not least. Alright, hearing none, I'll entertain motion to adjourn.
Motion to adjourn.
For a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, let's go home.
So you're supposed to
Everybody
make a
wants-
meeting, definite.
You should.
The second? You said the first Wednesday.
That's the school board meeting.
No, that's a school board
I have
meeting.
to post the form of it.
We're not going.
Are you not going this time?
No, they're gonna go,